Hi, good afternoon and welcome. My name is Michele and I'm an independent demonstrator here in New South Wales, Australia. So I hope everyone is well today. I hope you can see me okay. I just feel like my tablet is sitting down a little bit. I think I need to put a wedge or something behind it just to push it a bit forward. If you can jump on and let me know that you can hear me and everything is okay, that will be fantastic. Um, but first off, what I do want to share with you, so let me just go back to here. I've got this happening. Now, this is my very first, believe it or not, paid online class. Now, this is open to anybody and everybody, so you can be a demonstrator. You don't even need to be here in Australia. It only costs $20 Australian. It's later on in September. We're using the Birthday Piggy stamp set from the annual catalogue, and you can purchase, as from the 1st of September, the dies that go with it. So if you have already purchased the Birthday Piggy, then you can purchase the dies. Now, this is only from the 1st of September to the 30th of September that these dies are going to be available. It's part of the Perfect Partners promotion that will be starting then. But if you don't have the Birthday Piggies, then of course you can purchase that as a bundle and get your 10% off. There is another 5 sets of stamps and dies. Now, these stamp sets are from both the annual catalogue and from the mini catalogue, and they don't normally come with dies. So if you really love that stamp set and you want the dies to go with it, now will be the time to get it, or from the 1st of September will be the time to get it. So on the 23rd of September, I'll be running this class, and we're going to be making 3 cards using the Birthday Piggies. So if you're interested, just head over to my my blog at Butterflies and Bows, and you can purchase the class from there. You will be sent a PDF with all the products that you need, and it is up to you to get those products. So I won't be posting product out to anybody. You just purchase all that yourself. There is a list there. There are certain blends that you will need, but then there are other blends that you can choose whatever you want. There's certain cardstock that you will need, but then there'll be things like for the dies, little flowers, you could choose whatever cardstock you want to use. If you have any questions or anything like that, please message me, and you can message me at michele@jutrissa.com. So have a think about it. It's on my Facebook page. It's on my blog. I've plastered it everywhere. So hopefully you've got plenty of time to book in for that class. I'd love to see you join me. It will be on Zoom, and order those Birthday Piggy bundle. And you don't have to order it through me, because if you're already a demonstrator, you can order it through yourself. Or if you have a demonstrator, you can order it through your own demonstrator. If you're overseas, of course, you can't order it through me. It's only orderable through me here in Australia. So you can order it through your demonstrator in whatever country that you're in. But you're quite welcome to attend this class. Okay, so that's enough for that one for now. So let's go back to me, and I'm going to pop back up my comments. I can see someone has commented, so I'm hoping. Hi, Glenda. So I'm taking it everyone can hear me. And I'm just going to move my camera back here in front of my face a little bit. I'm terribly sorry. And let's get started today. So let me just bring this camera line up. So today I decided we're going to use the Trees for Sale stamp set, which is in the mini catalogue. Now, I haven't used this one as yet, and it does come with some dies that you can purchase through the Sale-A-Bration catalogue, and of course that finishes up quite soon. So these are the dies here. So this is the stamp set. Let me just move that one out of the road. So there's your stamp set, which is in your mini catalogue, and it's called Trees for Sale, and it's $39 here in Australia. And then if you spend $180, you can get the coordinating dies that go with that stamp set. Okay, so this is not part of this is not part of the Perfect Partners I was talking about before. This is actually something very, very separate. So and these dies are fun. So I'm not quite sure how my card's going to turn out today. I haven't, I'm one of these people that like to practice first before I actually do, but this one I haven't. So we're going to get started and see how we go. So let me just pop all of that out of the road. I've got a messy table as per usual. This is the only clean spot in my whole craft room at the moment. So I'm going to start off with, I've got my basic white here. I've got a card base of, what color did I pick that from? That's Coastal Cabana. I've got a card insert here to go into my card. So I'm going to pop those to one side. So I don't need them right now. And we're just going to work on my card front here. So I thought what we might do is a little bit of blending with blending brushes. And we're going to do a little bit of masking. So I'm not using the masking paper today. What I've done is I've just got some A4 paper out of my bin and I've torn an edge, and I want to make like a seascape or a sea line beach, because here in Australia we don't get a lot of snow and so forth, but we do, a lot of us do go to the beach areas at Christmas time because it is in our summer, and it's a lovely time to play at the beach. So I've torn up some paper and I've just got to work out what one I want to use. I think I may go from that one, and I'm going to grab my trusty tape here and tape this down. So I'm just forming a line here at the bottom of my page. It's probably about 2/3 of the way down, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of tape there. Hi Joan, it's great to see you joining us again today. And I'm going to pop another piece over here. Just pop that up there. So that's going to form like my beach. And I thought what I might do my beach in is Sahara sand. So I've got my Sahara sand here. I've got a collection here of a whole lot of cardstock because I don't know yet what I'm going to be cutting. I've got some of my dies here that I've pulled out that I want to use. But first off, I just want to create a bit of a landscape to represent the beach and a little bit of the ocean. So let me just grab one of my blending brushes, and I'm just going to ink this up in my Sahara sand. Just tap that off a little bit, and I'm going to try not to get my hand in my ink. As I said, I'm sort of working in a very small area, and I'm just going to start off my page and go onto my cardstock. And we're just going to add a bit of colour to the bottom of my card front. So I'm just going to grab a bit more of this ink. Now, when I hold my blending brushes, I hold it in the bottom of my hand, and these two fingers are holding that brush head because it is very flexible and I want to have control. So again, I'm going to start from off my page and then come down onto my page, adding a bit of colour to the bottom there. Now, even though at the moment it doesn't look like there's much color on there, there most likely will be once I lift my paper, but I'm not going to lift it just yet. I want a bit more depth of color because I want that to look quite sandy. Looks like my bit of my masking paper is torn a little bit there, so just going to be careful in that area. Just take that right down to those corners. Bit more depth there. Now what I want to do is just add a little bit along the edge and around my edges. And I'm going to bring in my soft suede to do that. I don't want to add too much. I'm actually even going to use the same brush. Just brush the bit of colour onto there. Remember, take it off a little bit, and then I'm just going to rub this just to give a little bit more definition around those edges. I'm just going to take it a little bit along the bottom edge, but not too much, just to give a little bit of different tone. And let's have a look. I'll just get rid of this and see how we're going. Okay, so that looks, I think that's looking pretty good. So now I want to do my ocean, but I want to cover this up a little bit. Don't mind if I've got a little bit of white coming in. Let's see if whether I can use one of these. Yep, that's going to actually do that perfect. That may have been. If I put those two together, yes, they're the two pieces that were together. So that's going to cover up that, and I'm going to grab some more tape and cover up that area that we've already done. And this time I'm going to bring in a little bit of balmy blue. Now just excuse me, I do have to blow my nose. Won't be a moment. Hay fever is getting the better of me at the moment, so sorry about that. It's that time of year, and I've never really suffered much from hay fever. Coming from a country rice growing area, I never had an issue. But in the last few years, it seems to be I'm having a little bit more of an issue. So now I want to put some water in here. So let's just start by adding a little bit of this balmy blue, and then we'll decide what we're going to do. So again, start off your page and come on, and I'm taking that all the way up to the top. Again, start off my page and come on. Taking that all the way up. Now I'm trying to keep this, whoops, and that had to move, didn't it? Let's try that again. Let's cover that up. I might put a little bit of tape underneath, which is what I haven't done. So we'll just keep that still there, hopefully. I want to keep this fairly simple, so I'm not going to go into too many colours. That's still moving a little bit. You do really need to hold your paper down. Once I'm happy with that, and I think I am there now, I'm going to remove all of that, and I'm going to just add more colour in the blue into this top area, but without going down to my paper, well, down to my sand area. You can take it a little bit up to the top just to bring that colour through. Hi Vicky, how are you? Great to see you join us today. Okay, so let's have a look now, see what we can do now. We could add in, what we could do, we wanted to just add in a little bit of movement in our paper, is bring this in and just, let's see how we go. I'm just going to use the same balmy blue, but I'm just going to add some like little ripples and just turn my paper a little bit each time so they're not quite the same. And just add a few little texture lines in there. I hope you can see that. It's just adding some dark and light. Just add another. And remember to take a bit of ink off you, otherwise you're going to end up with a few splodges like I just did then. That's just adding a little bit more interest into the back of our waves a little bit. Because really we want what we're going to put into our foreground to be what really stands out. Now, I'm not quite sure how this is going to work, but I need to create like a horizon. So let's grab another piece of paper, and I just want to tear this maybe a little bit straighter. So I want to make a sky. So again, I'm just going to stick this down so it doesn't move on me, hopefully. And what colour will we do? Will we have it as being a nighttime or a daytime? We might make it a bit of a nighttime. Let's come in with some starry sky. How apt is that colour name for this? And I'm going to grab another brush. Use this one here. Just take a bit of that colour off, and let's just bring that in. Just blend that. Want it fairly dark across those edges there. Starting to look a little bit like a stormy sky. Add a bit more, maybe. Now let's have a look at that and see how we're going. Probably want to soften that a little bit along that line. So let's just see if I can just blend that in a little bit more. I'm not too worried about those lines there. That's not looking too bad. I just want to blend that a little bit more. This is not supposed to be real. And as I said, this is just sort of like to give you a look, a bit of an illusion. So we've sort of got like a beach, sky, and then the water or lake, ocean, whatever you want it to be. As I said, I'm not quite sure how this is all going to turn out. This is all winging it today. It's on the wings of a prayer, as the song says. Okay, then. So that's giving us a little bit of a scene. So let's just do some die cutting, and we'll see where that will take us. I'm going to pop that. Oh, look, I've got a fingerprint right in my very corner there. Well, we might have to work on something to pop on there. We'll put this all to one side and then come back. Trust me. Okay, so I have got some pieces here. Now, I do want to stamp our dog in early espresso. So let me grab the stamps, and there's our dog there. this is going to be like a Christmas, Australian Christmas scene. So there's our dog, and that might be all I'm going to... No, I do need to stamp a couple of other things, I think. Let's stamp our... What do you call those? Like tent poles, but we're going to hang some lights on them. So I'm going to do those in a soft suede. Just pop that down, pick that up. So I'm going to stamp off probably at least 3 of those just in case. What else do I want to stamp? The lights. So let me just clean this up. Put that away and grab the lights. Just be careful when you're taking these photopolymer off because they are quite narrow and you don't want to stretch them. So by laying them there on my table upside down and then picking them up with my block, they've sort of gone back to their natural shape. You can bend them a little bit if you want them a little bit more bent. We're not going to stamp anything with a lid, are we? So let's use the ink pad and actually stamp that up. Now I'm using my Memento here. And I want to stamp off. Well, we'll go 2. If we only end up using 1, we only end up using 1. So we're going to stamp those. Is there anything else I need to stamp? I need to stamp my sentiment, and I do need to stamp one more other little piece. So let me grab a small block. And what I do want to stamp is the tree stand. And that's just that little bit there. And I think we might do it also in the early espresso. And I'm only planning to die cut 1 tree, but I might just stamp off a couple of these just in case. So how's everyone been? Did anyone get snow? Did you get snow, Vicky, up in the mountains? I watched and watched and watched here. I counted down as the temperature the other day went lower and lower, but it didn't quite get low enough. It was predicted we were supposed to get about 5 centimetres worth of snow. Hasn't happened since 2015, and we didn't get it again this year. So we're sort of very much long overdue. Hi, is it Lainey? Hi, how are you? Glad you could join us today. Okay, I'm just going to cut these out just to make them a little bit easier to put them through my mini cut and emboss machine. And let me just get rid of those stamps over there. I am going to have a massive cleanup, I think, the end of today, because I want to do some more scrapbooking. I almost did a scrapbook page again for us today, and I thought, no, we haven't done a card for a little while. Let's do another card. So we need those two. This is a fantastic little tool, your little mini cut and emboss. I probably use this now about 90% of my time for cutting out most things. So it is really worth the money in purchasing this. Now I've got to line this up. Unfortunately, I can only cut one of these at a time, so hopefully that stays still. Not too bad. That one worked out well. Let's cut the next lot. Now you can put a little bit of tape on these if you want to put a bit of tape on them. Just line that up again. Let me just move this, sorry. It's just a little bit at the wrong angle. And I will use a bit of tape because this one here, these long thin dies sometimes tend to, when you put it through, even though it's just the first time I've used them, they can tend to sort of bend a little bit, sort of curve up, because they're going in between rollers, even though you've got a plate top and bottom. And I probably do need to change my plates, put some new ones on. It will tend to sort of flatten a little or sort of curve a little bit. So sometimes getting them to line up is a little bit difficult, especially when they're little thin ones like this one. So let's see how we went with this one. Good, happy with that one. One more of our tent poles or light poles. Public holidays here, so jumped on over lunch. Oh, good. Where are you from? Are you here in Australia or overseas? Don't have any. Oh, great. 3 poles, beautifully done. So what do we have left to do? We have got our dog and our, so there's our little die. If anyone was wondering what they'll let me get it under the camera. This little die was for, it's to cut out those tree stands. Pop a one on that, and we've got another die here for the dog. Let's pop that on top. Gold Coast. Oh, nice. I bet you got beautiful weather up there. Every time it's cold down here and I complain it's cold, my cousins up near the Gold, well, they're past the Gold Coast, I think. They always say, well, you should be up here with us. Beautiful area up there. Used to go on holidays up in the Gold Coast when I was a kid because we lived just on the New South Wales side of the border. Oh, there we go. One beautiful tree bottom. Yeah, we used to live at Woodburn, so grew up there for about 4 years. Pop that to one side, and the last thing we need to do is our lights. So let's pop our lights on, and I've got the die for that here. So again, I'm just going to line those up. I'm going to put a bit of tape on them because I just want these to stay lined up. beautiful and sunny. Oh, that's good. It's a little bit of a funny day today. We're expecting a little bit of rain here. It's still been quite cool, but not as cool as the other day. That's okay. Now, next week, I will not be doing a live. I am actually taking, whoops, didn't want that to bend like that. Taking a few days off with my husband, and we're heading to Mudgee for a few days to visit my parents, because it's been a while since we've been able to get there. So, be no live next Friday. I'll be hopefully sitting somewhere with my mother. They're drinking lots of tea. I drink lots of tea when I go and visit my parents, or sitting there doing some embroidery with her. She does the most beautiful embroideries, and we always have a lot of fun when we get together and do that. So, no live, but I'll be back for the following week. Okay, so there's our little lights. So that's all done. So that's those pieces done. So now what we need to cut. So I've got our lights, our tree stand, our tent poles. Let's cut a tree. So I've got two colours here. I've got Old Olive and I've got Pear Pizzazz. Now I'm going to need to cut this down a bit so I can fit into my mini trimmer. Pop that on there, and I'm going to cut the outside edge of my tree in Pear Pizzazz. I might cut this down a bit more so I can fit more in the trimmer at once. Hopefully that'll fit onto there. And I'm going to cut details, my tree there. I need a little bit of, now I've got here the, what have I got? Soft suede. For some reason I keep wanting to call it mocha lately. Don't know why. Maybe it just reminds me of a mocha coffee. And I've got some bottoms of some trees there. There's 3 different ones, because in that die set there's 3 different trees. What else can we cut while we've got this here? I'll tell you what else we can cut. We can cut a wreath. I've already cut the dog out. We've already cut those out. I think I might just put those through for the moment. Let's just bring this back in. Move those out of the road. Okay, my tree stumps have moved a bit, but that's okay. Let's see how we go. Just had a bit of an idea, but I don't know how I could make a fire. Oh, we'll have to play. Okay, so there's our tree. And then we've got some we've got a wreath. And we've got, probably should have put, oh, silly me, should have put some adhesive on the back of that. That is going to be really fine to glue. We might actually just do another one. I've got my adhesive here. So you got these adhesive strips that Stampin' Up have in our catalogue, and I've got another piece of old olive. Can easily put glue on them. I've just got an idea, so I'm going to cut some more of those. But I'm going to add a piece of this adhesive paper on the back there. Pop that down that way. As I said, I'm doing this on the fly today. There's nothing pre-planned. I just thought I haven't used this stamp set and I want to use it. But when you've got really detailed dies, it is actually really good to use that adhesive just to put a bit of glue onto the back of your tiny pieces. It makes it so much easier then. Okay, so there's some tree stumps. There's our tree. Don't need that piece anymore. I want to cut another lot of tree stumps. I've got an idea if I can work out how we can do it. Now, I want to cut a I've got some scissors handy. Now I'm going to cut a caravan out of that. Let's move that there. What else do we have left that needs to be cut? Now the red bow. Those onto there. Lots of little bits and pieces in this, but then that can make it fun too. This is not the colour my caravan's going to end up being. I think I might have enough tree stump pieces. I only might need a couple of them for my idea. Let's pop that die over there. There's our little bow. We don't want to lose all these little pieces. Lots of little pieces here. There's another die from that. Might take a pick tool. Whoops, it's just popped out by itself. So there's my caravan, or part of my caravan. Get rid of that piece. But I actually want to cut my caravan in the Bermuda Bay as well. So I'm going to cut another piece in that. And we have got another caravan piece, which is this bit here. And I was thinking of cutting it in the grey. So I think I've got smoky slate here. Because really I just grabbed a whole lot of bits and pieces. So let's pop that in and cut those. Now I want to work out to push that. Just not wanting to grab. There we go. We've grabbed it. So there's a second caravan. There's the other bits of our caravan. So we don't need that. Now I'm just trying to work out that might work out well. Okay. Don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to give it a go. I need a little bit of... Now this is the adhesive sheets. They come in quite a big piece, or lots of sheets anyway, and it's quite long and about 6 inches in width. Yeah, 6 by 12 inches it is. And then you've got these little split pieces here you can peel off. So what I want to do is peel that off onto that, put that on there on the back of that piece of red. I probably actually could have done that on the bow as well. Get rid of that piece. I don't need that. But I also want to put a bit onto a bit of yellow. And I'm going to see if I can use, let me just have a look in the other dies. I just want to, I've got an idea. And I think the tree I've got is going to make what I want. I'm going to use, what I want to do is make like a fire, like a little fire pit. So I want to pop that in. I'm only going to cut the bottom edge of that. And I just want to cut the bottom edge of that. So it looks a little bit funny, but fingers crossed. Let's see how we go in making a little fire. Hi Carol, how are you? Thank you for joining. Okay, let's have a look, see what we've got, and see if we can start putting some of these together and see if it's going to work. We can always cut a bit more if we need to. So let's... So this is the bit that I sort of want to look like flames. And I'm using crushed curry. So, and then there's my bottom of my tree there in red. So let's just peel off the backing I've got on here. Probably could have laid that a little bit better. Let's see how we go again. If I line it up in the middle rather than the edges. There we go. So let's just trim. How's that? Is that going to look like a fire? So let me bring my card back in. I'm going to just lay things on here and just sort of see how. I'm not quite sure whether this is all going to work yet. As I said, it's just a play. Okay, now we've got our tree. So we'll pop all those bits out of our tree. We need a Christmas tree, even if we are camped by the lakeside or by the ocean, because we still want Santa to come and visit us. Take the backing of that adhesive sheet off. Okay, so there's our tree. Now our caravan. I've got the black caravan and the Bermuda Bay. What I want to do is cut that piece there off and cut that wheel off. Going to add some glue on the back of this. Now there was another little piece that could either be used for a skirt on a tree, I think, or I know in one of the catalogues they used it as a curtain in the window, which I haven't cut. We might cut that in a minute. There's part of our caravan. We need to add a bit of glue onto this piece here that we've cut out in our smoky slate. Don't mind doing little bits and pieces like this. It can be quite fun to build up scenes. Pop that onto there. So there's our caravan. And we have our wreath that we can put around that window. I might just grab a pair of tweezers here just to help lay that down. And grab our little bow. And this is another one. You could have put the adhesive sheet on. I've just put a little bit of glue on those bow sides. And the glue will dry clear, which is good. So that's going to go on there like that. Okay, so let's have a look. So we're going to have, may not have room for our fire pit. Still got to work out what I'm going to do with that blue spot. It might just stay there because it's at least my fingerprint to say I made it. And then we have our, grab one of these little, now we're going to work out, because I do want to pop, so let's get our fire off there because it may not even go on there yet. I'm going to pop that there. We've got, there's our tree stump, there's our tree, and we've also got this piece as well, so we could even use that instead of the tree stump, which we might do. But that piece that can go, I think, there like that. So I'm going to start by gluing this piece down. Just want to run a very thin line of glue along there. That can go there. Now, here's our lights. So let's put a little bit of colour on these lights. And I'm just going to have got my Stampin' Up markers here left from the live we did a couple of weeks ago. And I'm going to use the Mango Melody and just colour this in. Could do these lights all different colours if you wanted to, but for this purpose I'm just going to use just all the one colour. Now where can that go? If we pop that there, then we've got another pole. Can go there like that, or we could raise it up a bit. Already glued that one in, so that can go across there. That might go there. Oh, we've got our dog. We might not have room for all of this. Because I still haven't got anywhere for our sentiment to go yet. Okay. I think, what do you think? Is that going to look okay as a plan? But where can we put a sentiment before I glue anything more down? And we could put Christmas greetings. Let's just have a look on how big this is, because it's actually quite a big sentiment. Probably should have done my sandy beach a little bit higher up. But anyway, let's just pop. If that's going to go there, and that's going to go there. Let's grab this block. And I'm going to do my greetings in Memento. You can see here how I work and how my brain works. It's all in a little bit of a mess because I sort of generally just tend to play and add things and take things away until I'm happy. So let's just, haven't got any grid paper underneath, but that's okay. We'll just work this out. And I think it's going to go, let's hope it's straight. That can go there like that. I don't think we're going to have room for our fire pit, and I don't know whether we're going to have room for our dog. We want that to go possibly there like that. So let's put some glue back here. And put some glue on our lights. Tree is going to go just there. So I need to put set it up a little bit there. We might add some dimensionals to the back of our tree. Let's use up some of these. Oops, I won't use those ones. They're a bit thicker. They came from a kit. Here we go. Use some of these. tree on there. Put some more dimensionals onto the back of our caravan. That just there like that. I think we might leave the dog out of this one. I think we'll put him to one side. He can be used at a later date. Let's just move all of that out of the road. Still haven't finished yet, so let's just bring in our mat and our card base. So there's our, so that I thought we'd probably pop that onto there like that. I'm not going to worry about matting this. I don't think I am. Let me just have a look and see what is this piece, just to give me a bit of an idea. Should we mat this or not mat this? What do you think? Mat or unmatted? Put the dog in the window. Let's have a look. We could, if I can get him in there, because I've glued it all down now. What did I say? There's a will, there's a way. But he hasn't got any glue on him. We'll just have a look, see what he looks like. No, we might just leave him out, I think. Good idea, though. Still haven't cut that little curtain piece to go in the window, but I don't think that's going to matter. Okay, so what do we reckon? Matte or no matte? So that's with a white mat. And that's without, I think I might put a mat on there. Okay, so we're going to pop some glue on the back of this. I do tend to like things matted. I think when you mat something, it actually finishes it off a bit. Sometimes cards can look a little bit naked. It's the same with scrapbooking. You know, you don't mat something and it can tend to look a little bit naked without it. You might see I've got a bit of Winker Stella in here, and let's just put down a piece of paper first underneath. Otherwise, I'm going to end up this everywhere. Give that a bit of a squeeze. Make sure I've got some coming out, particularly in that sky. Okay, that's enough. Get carried away. So, got a little bit of Winker Stella on there, a little bit of that in both in the water and in our sky. We could put a little know what we should do, but I don't know whether I can pull it out easy enough. Wrong one. So I've just got all my re-inkers right here, and I'm just wondering if I can find the white, craft white. There we go. Just want to put a little bit of just the tiniest little bit. And just got an aqua painter here. Just want to add some like starry flecks in the sky. It's just may not have this liquidy enough. Just give it a bit more of a squirt, a bit more water in that. Got to have a starry night. Okay, we might leave that at that. I'll clean that up in a minute. Another little messy thing for me to do. So we've now got a few stars in the sky there. Okay, still got my messy paw print down there, but that's okay. And I think we might pop that onto there. There was going to be that idea of popping it onto that colour, or whether I pop it onto that one. Okay, what do you think? That one, which is Starry Sky, or Bermuda Bay? Any preferences? I see Glenda and Carol are glad I put the white mat on. Well, while you're thinking, get back to me. I'm going to cut this into a manageable piece. It's a dog's paw print. In the case, your starries. I like that. There is actually a stamp in the stamp set that is a paw print. Just there. Oh dear. What is it? It's my paw print. Okay, so what preference have we got? We got starry sky, which is that one. Was that going to make my paw print stand out too much? I do like the starry sky. Or the Coastal Cabana to match the starry sky. Oh, come on, Bermuda Bay. Make a choice for me. Which one? That one? Or that one? Okay, Glenda says starry sky. I actually like both of them. That's why I'm so, like, I'm not quite sure which one, because I do like both. I think I might do the Bermuda Bay, and the only reason I'm thinking that is my paw print down here might show up too much because it's the same colour. It might make it stand out more. So let's do it onto this one. Okay, let's just line that all up. Now I've used the mat to mat that. I don't have a piece to go in the front of my inside my card, so let's just cut another piece very quickly down of basic white. Oh, we're going for a long time today. Okay, so by 10. Oh, if you could only see my desk. Now, should we stamp something on this, just so then we could put some little paw prints? Or should we just leave it? Let's just have a look. Just can actually put the little puppy in there if we wanted to. Just leave him out. What else have I got? Have I got anything else left over here? Might just leave it for plain. Sometimes plain's good. Especially if you're not sure what to put on there. So there we go. There's our card. And we could, even if you wanted to, put a little bit of decoration in your tree. But I think we're just going to leave it at that. We've got lots of glitter, lots of sparkle. We've got, Winker Stella all over it. Bit of stars in the sky. But anyway, that's my quick card for today, which ended up being not so quick. But it was fun, really fun to make. So just remember, the stamp set for this is in your mini catalogue, but the dies and everything that we've used, and I really think the dies sold me on this stamp set. I didn't buy the stamps until I saw the dies, and then it was like a case of I have to have them. So the dies are in your Sale-A-Bration. So remember, you've got to spend $180 to get those dies to go with this. It is a really fun. I had a friend of mine who's done one, and she did one with a sunset behind it, which is what my initial idea was that I wanted to do. But I thought, no, I'm not going to copy her. We're going to do a beach scene. So I hope you've enjoyed today's live. I hope I've inspired you to make a card like this yourself. Just remember that I have got my class coming up, which is the birthday piggy class. It's $20. It's open to anybody, whether you're a demonstrator or not, or overseas or in Australia. You supply all your own products, so it does mean you need to go and purchase the Birthday Piggy bundle, which is on sale from the 1st of September to the 30th of September. The class is on the 23rd of September. It is via Zoom at 10:30 Australian time. And I would love to see you all join in and make 3 little cards with me today. And it is quite similar to what we've been doing here, because that set has got a lot of dies in it, and it is a lot of fun to build up scenes like we've just done here today, and using the dies. The other die set that's also in the Sale-A-Bration is the hippo one, which is another really good one for building up a scene. So if I have a quick look through here, see if I can find it. So it's the Happiest Hippos. Spend $90 and you get the stamp set. Spend another $90 and get the dies. Whoops, let me just remove this so you can see what I'm talking about. Excuse me. And again, you can build up lots of scenes like this sort of thing, playing around with colors. So my card class that I'm going to be running with the birthday, what was it again? Birthday Piggies, is again this sort of thing, building up a small scene, and we're going to be making 3 cards together. So think about it. I'd love you to join me. Thank you for joining me today. Let me just pop back onto me so you can see me again. Let me remove my camera out of the way so you haven't got that in my face. So again, thank you very much for joining. I do hope you can come back and join me again in a fortnight. Remember, I'm not going to be here next week. I will be in Mudgee. I'm hopefully having a lovely break and relaxing a bit before I get back into it again. So I'll hope to see you all again in a fortnight's time. So thank you very much for joining. It's been a lot of fun, and been great that you've been involved in helping me make this card. So take care, have a lovely day, and have a lovely weekend, and we'll see you in a fortnight. Bye for now.